Calaroga Shark Media.
Is Katt Williams one of the great prophets of our time? I'll get to that in a second. Hi, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. And what I love about this pod is there's always something new. And I was putting together today's show and I'm like, all right, it's okay. And then I typed Katt Williams into Google and I was like, oh, there's the lead. I'll get to that in a second. There's some late night jokes that I really like. On Monday, a New York appeals court reduced Donald Trump's bond in his fraud case from $454 million to $175 million. Jimmy Fallon said, it's the first time someone has ever heard, good news, you only owe $175 million. Having 10 days to come up with $175 million doesn't sound like good news. It sounds like the plot to a Jason Statham movie. Fantastic. Seth Meyers went with, after his lawyers argued last week that Trump didn't have the money for the bond, Trump posted in all caps on Truth Social, I currently have almost $500 million in cash. Seth says, dude, they're trying to help you. That's like if OJ tweeted, the glove fits great. Trump's trial is now April 15th. Jimmy Fallon pointed out the judge picked April 15th because it's tax day and he knew Trump wouldn't be busy. Colbert had a terrible joke. I'm sure he told it better than I did, but the writing on this one I think is awful. The joke. He's not a real rich guy. He just plays one on TV. Donald Trump has $1 billion the same way Patrick Stewart has a spaceship. Okay, Star Trek The Next Generation ended in 1994. Like, what is that joke? Okay, is Katt Williams a prophet? Let me set up the story here. In case you missed this, federal and local authorities raided P. Diddy's home in L.A. and in Miami on Monday, according to Newsweek, to complete a search for sexual trafficking investigation. Newsweek adds, the latest run-in with the law for Combs comes after months of lawsuits accusing him of alleged sexual assault, sexual trafficking, abuse, and procuring illicit drugs. All right, remember Katt Williams was on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharpe? Kind of a big deal. He threw everybody under the bus. Well, listen to this.
All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Katt says, I got to protect my integrity because if P. Diddy be wanting to party, you got to tell him no. Fascinating. Atell tweeted, check out Hot Cross Buns. That's his new special. Here's a taste, streaming on Netflix now.
I was hit by a bicycle. Yeah. No, it was my fault. It was my fault. I was standing on the sidewalk. I mean, you know, you stand on the sidewalk, you get hit by a bike. I mean, what? That's the world we live in now. And the guy who hit me was a food delivery guy. Yeah, a third responder. That's right. These guys are heroes delivering heroes to heroes.
Great joke. CBS has announced that they will air the Golden Globes for 5 more years. I guess they really liked it. The suit says CBS's collaboration with the Globes for this year's broadcast was a big win for both of us and established strong momentum for award shows in 2024. You may recall Joe Coy was the host this year. Now, I don't know if he'll be back or not. I hope so. But during the telecast of the Golden Globes, Joe Coy told this horrible, vicious joke about Taylor Swift. I mean, this is the meanest thing anyone has ever said about anybody. Here, let's listen.
The big difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL, on the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift. I swear.
Oh, I mean, brutal. You can't blame Taylor Swift for apparently murdering Joe Coy's career by making a stone face and not laughing at that terrible, vicious, mean joke. So who knows if Joe Coy will be back? I mean, would you risk having Joe Coy back if he's going to tell mean jokes like that? I wouldn't. Actually, I would. I like controversy. They've added more cast to that film SNL 1975. That's apparently a working title based on the real-life behind-the-scenes accounts of the opening night of Saturday Night Live. J.K. Simmons has been added to the cast, and I was like, I wonder who J.K. Simmons would play. You know J.K. Simmons, the fantastic actor? I'm like, who would he play? Some sort of NBC suit or somebody? No. Milton Berle. Yeah. Seth Meyers was on Mike Birbiglia's podcast. He doesn't think that Lorne Michaels is going to step away from SNL. Birbiggs asked Meyers point blank if he'd be taking over for Michaels and said, or is it Tina Fey and then you? Seth said, I think it's a false narrative that Lorne is going anywhere. I think it made sense for Lorne, who's, got a flair for the dramatic, to say, I think I'll be done at 50, but now it's not like Lorne's got something else he wants to do more than this. Birbiggs joked, so you think it's Keenan? Thing is, Lorne Michaels will be 80 years old on November 17th of this year. I don't know, a nice round number of 50 and a nice round birthday of 80 might be a good time to hang it up, Lorne. Again, nothing against Lorne. I want you to go enjoy retirement. Go sit on the yacht. That's a long week at 80 years old. Friend of the pod, Scott Beckett, shared this in the Facebook group, Daily Comedy News Podcast Group. And it's from the Wall Street Journal. It's about how the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor gets put together. Kevin Hart, this year's winner. The article is by Cappy McGarr, co-creator of the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor and a special advisor to the chairman of the Kennedy Center. That's nice gigs. He writes, as stand-up comedy emerged as a genre, the Marx Brothers, Frank Fay, and others stumbled upon it by riffing between acts. It retained the scrappy underground status associated with vaudeville, but a lack of mainstream recognition proved a boon for experimentation and for performers who might have otherwise been excluded, particularly blacks and Jews. Skipping ahead, no wonder a majority of Mark Twain Prize recipients have been black or Jewish, and ever the overachiever, Whoopi Goldberg is both. Mark Twain once wrote, against the assault of laughter, nothing can stand. Dusty Slay spoke to CBS 58 in Milwaukee about his creative process. Dusty said, I like to write out my set list, so I have a general idea of the order I want to go. The act of writing helps cement the order in my head. I like to build an act. The hour I'm doing right now, completely different than my Netflix special. This new hour probably took me 6 months. Backstage, he says, I do like to take a second and kind of gather my thoughts. I don't want a lot of people back here. I want it to be really normal and chill. Abe has the hardest job in the show because he's hosting. Naomi, who's the feature, is in there to pump it up. So when I walk in, it's a hot crowd. If I can go out and tell one joke, everybody laughs, everyone is comfortable. Audience members are not comfortable because they're worried the comic's not going to do well. If you can go out and give them something hot right away, they can all relax. If I'm up there and things aren't going well, maybe I'll try to move some of it up earlier to see if that'll work better. CBS 58 was curious about his writer. The Milwaukee Improv said, Dusty's easy. Dusty's writer is green tea. Dusty says, I just get things from my room and eat those. Sometimes I go to the club, and if they have good snacks there, I'll eat those too. The person representing the club said, we've had comedians ask for Air Force Ones, T-shirts, incredibly expensive bottles of tequila. We work with their teams on what we can actually provide. There are several ways to support the show. One, you can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/dailycomedynews. Listen to this sad cup. There's almost nothing in it. You can go there and you can join the $2 club. That's just a nice way to make a $2 donation once a month. If 500,000 of you do that, I will be a millionaire. Actually, I'll be a 12 millionaire, right? 500,000 times 2 every month. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Unfortunately, we're just shy of 500,000. I'm getting there, though. So buymeacoffee.com/dailycomedynews. Sign up for my Substack. That's where I pontificate about the media. Go to mcdpod.substack.com. The link is in the show notes. Sign up for free. It's going to ask you for money. Blow right through that. Go, nope, I want the free version. I'm not trying to make money off that. Stephen Colbert felt bad about his Kate Middleton jokes. Now, I'm going to play a 2-minute statement from Colbert. Now, it's not an apology. You don't hear the word I'm sorry or anything like that. It's more of an explanation. And I don't know why Colbert is feeling so guilty about it. I've made my share of Kate Middleton jokes. I'm the writer on the Palace Intrigue podcast where we talk about the royal family every day. She had disappeared. People were using phrases like Brazilian butt lift. Brazilian butt lift is funny. And it's my kind of humor. It has really nothing to do with Kate Middleton. It's a Brazilian butt lift joke. Hey, did you hear Biden got a Brazilian butt lift? That's equally as funny. Did you hear Mike in Cleveland's getting a Brazilian butt lift in May, and that's why I'm going out there? It's just as funny. So I think Colbert overreacted here, but let's listen.
I don't know if you have noticed, but we do a lot of shows, and I tell a lot of jokes, and I tell jokes about a lot of different things, mostly what everybody's talking about. And for the last 6 weeks to 2 months, everybody has been talking about the mystery of Kate Middleton's disappearance from public life. And 2 weeks ago, we did some jokes about that mystery and all the attendant frou-fra in the reporting about that. And when I made those jokes, that upset some people. And even before her diagnosis was revealed. And I can understand that. I mean, a lot of my jokes have upset people in the past. And I'm sure some of my jokes will upset people in the future. But there's a standard that I try to hold myself to. And that is, I do not make light of somebody else's tragedy. Now, I don't know whether her prognosis is a tragic one. She's the future Queen of England, and I assume she's going to get best possible medical care. But regardless of what it is, I know, and I'm sure many of you, far too many of us know, that any cancer diagnosis of any kind is harrowing for the patient and for their family. And though I'm sure they don't need it from me, I and everyone here at The Late Show would like to extend our well wishes and heartfelt hope that her recovery is swift and thorough. Now, please say hello to Louis Cato and the Late Show Band.
Let's see what's going on in Melbourne. All right, as I record, it's the 26th. As you listen, it's the 27th, which means in Melbourne, it's the 28th. This is so confusing. Equally as confusing as which of these bookmarks is it? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 23 tabs open on my MacBook right now. And apparently, it's none of those 23. All right, let me Google Melbourne Comedy Festival. Now, while I was doing all that, I forgot what day it is. 26th was 28th. This is also the slowest loading website, but it's got to load all the way from Australia, so you can understand why it takes a minute. That's not how the internet works, John. Oh, yeah, I mentioned this yesterday. The Aussies do their calendars Monday to Sunday, so, like, I'm trying to click where Thursday should be, and the Thursday's not where Thursday should be. Why do you have an alternate calendar down there? What's going on? Like, I get weekend. I get it. Brits, you don't have to write me, but I don't know. Let's see who's playing. Braun Lewis. On Sunday's episode, you're going to hear a lot about Braun Lewis. I've seen buzz on her. She's playing at 6:20 p.m. all times Melbourne. All right, here's one with a clip. Takashi Wakasugi. His show's called Japanese Aussie. Let's listen.
I'm from Japan. Thank you. And I have a question in Australia. I went to supermarket to get egg, right? And there was no free range egg. It's sold out. And only cage eggs was there, right? The question is, can I buy that cage egg in the situation? Are you listening? It's so confusing. I try to get, but that makes me worry. Maybe someone see me. And they might think, oh, this Asian guy is still buying cage egg. Get out. It's not good for the Asian community, right?
I remember him from last year. He's funny. The clip is still funny, but I remember that from last year. Reese Matthewson's show is called First Radio. Yeah, that show's at 6:25 p.m. I might have to go to Melbourne, because I like these 6 p.m. starts. That means I'm home by like 8:15. I can go to bed. That sounds awesome. Now, the website lied to me. When they said there was a clip, it says clip, and I clicked it. There's no clip. I'll read it to you. You know, when you're eating fast food, when you're driving, you think no one can see you, even though your car has windows the whole way around. This show will be like that, public and intimate. Stuff says Reese Matthewson is one of New Zealand's best comedians. But there's no clip. Let's find one more with a clip. Akmal, I played him yesterday. He's back. What time's that show? 6:30. I mean, think about that. Could be home, asleep. You young people can go to these 10:30 p.m. shows, not me. Helen Bauer's show is called Grand Supreme Daring Princess. 7 o'clock start. It says play clip. Oh, there is a clip. Let's listen.
I know it's a comedy show, I don't want to get too scientific, but when you eat when you're drunk, the calories don't count. It's like eating on a train, it's not technically a meal. Smart. Thing is, I've got this cute thing I do, it's so adorable. When I'm drunk and emotional, I can now eat 2 kebabs in the space of time it takes the average human to eat half a kebab. What? Where do you put it? It's just the metabolism thing. Like, look at my wrist.
It was fun enough. I had to cut it a little short. She started using words. You know, I try and keep this thing clean. She was using words, that F word, a word for the thing that you keep in a bra. You know, I can't play these things. Trying to keep it clean here. And that is your comedy news for today. If you enjoy the program, tell a friend about it too. Oh, we didn't talk about Triumph. Oh my God, I was so excited. Did you see Triumph retweeted me? Yeah, boy, am I needy or what? Yeah, from the Triumph the Insult Comic Dog account. Triumph wrote, funniest comedy special of 2024 is mine, says DCN Pod. Watch it here and tell everyone because we all got this little account. Let's make a poop. #1 special. Watch it. It's on YouTube. Just search for Triumph. Fantastic special. Still laughing about it. And that's your comedy news for today. I did all that already. See ya. Bye.